ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Moon under here. I got a new one. I just haven't got a chance to do it just yet. It's kind of one of them. I haven't got to see my old girl in a while. Just like right now driving it. It's been the first time I drove this bus in like over a year. Good while since I drove this old girl. Just like the poor old thing is smoking a good bit, but it's like fuel, trash in the fuel filter from where it has been sitting for the past, I don't know, handful of months. Tell you what though, going from my Thomas 73, 230 horses, 200 horsepower, 6.7 ISB to 215 horse DT, 210 DT, 215, all these different engines I drive at work. Driving this old thing, I truly miss an old bus. There is nothing like an old bus like this. It's kind of like this thing hitting 2,700 RPMs. Even my daily driver don't hit that many. I just miss driving this old bus. destination I've let this thing get to just sitting, because I can't drive it all the time. I can't do the things I want to with this bus. It just kind of sits at my grandparents' house, and I hate it that I've let this thing get the way it has. But it's like right now driving it, she still runs like she did back when I first bought this thing. It kind of surprises you, you know, how long it's been since I drove it to what it can do right now. She still got it. That's why I miss this old bus. Crawl under it and look. Brakes on it, brand new. Which, when I bought this bus, I didn't have much of an inclination of what kind of shape it was truly in, mechanically and physically and everything. I just kind of bought it off the simple factor, I want a bus that I used to ride from my old county, which I have a neat story. I actually went to Haywood County yesterday and got to see my old driver that y'all remember from bus 19. I got to see my old driver. That made my day. I got to see her. I got to see my old bus 19. I talked with her for about an hour or so. You know, it's just a good time. But with that being said, I wanted to buy this bus because it was one I used to ride, something I used to love and know and everything like that. And that was the reason why I bought this thing. And you know, it's still, to this day, I don't regret buying this. I'm so glad I bought this bus in every aspect and way it is. I just wish I could have done more with it than having it sit. So that being said, my goal when I come back is to move out on my own and actually do more with this bus than what I have. Kind of get it back up in the shape it was, clean her up real good, wash her up, fix a few little odd end things on the engine and stuff. It's kind of like I've noticed I don't really want to call it a seep. I think it's old, but I think when Haywood County ran this bus, it had a timing cover, a little bit of a timing cover leak on it. And I've noticed a few things since I've owned it, little odd end things I need to do to it, and that's something I plan on fixing when I can move out on my own and I can properly take care of it, where I have a place and the means and a way to do everything. It's kind of like I gotta take off my steering wheel to actually fix the half moon in here with what's wrong with the bus. I have to take the wheel out. Well, I can't take it off with my grandparents. I don't have the ways to do it. But it's like right now, this thing seems to have more get up and go than my 230 horsepower 73. I'm already doing 55, 60, which I do have to say, I think the speedometer was wrong in this, because it sure don't feel like I'm doing no 55 and 60, I can promise you that. With that being said, if the speedometer is right, which I'll give it some credit, if it's right, this joker will fly and get up to 70 in a heartbeat. I think the speedometer's wrong. That's just me. I'm not entirely sure. But the old girl has still got it. And I declare I love this bus. I love this bus, love this bus, love left my job at where I drive now and drove for Haywood again, how much that would mean to me to be able to drive where I went to school, drive buses I used to ride. I got to looking, you know, Haywood County has always been a very diverse fleet. They've owned everything that you can imagine as far as buses, except for Wayne's. I noticed they done got rid of their 98 Bluebird Fords. The only bus that they got now are their 99 Bluebird Internationals, which they only had like 3 of them, 44, 34, and 31, but they still got them. Now, I noticed sitting across from 19, you know 19 was a 06 model. 06 model CE 300. I noticed Haywood County has done appear to bought a 16 model, 17 model CE 300. That's awesome. They don't really have any newer Bluebirds. They have some EFXs, some C2s, FS65s, the FEs, the CEs, Visions. You know, they got a good variety. But it actually hit me at home to see my alma mater, however you say it. You know, I don't talk right. But they bought some CEs again. And Lord Jesus, they were spec'd so beautifully. I think the only thing I would change on it, I didn't get to go inside of it, I just looked at the outside. Instead of having the Euro style mirrors, they had like the Roscoe open view mirrors. But unlike where I work, instead of having the 7x15, I think it is, and then like the 3x4, you know, whatever it is, a little small mirror about that big, they had the full 7x15. So it was 2 7x15 mirrors. One was your flat, one was your convex. It actually is a good thing, because where I work, they get the 7x15 flats and then the little small convex, and you can't see jack out of them. Well, they did good by ordering it that way. Bus where I work that I got to drive in Tipton County was 9845. 9845, I made a video or two of it. Mechanically operated engine, 466. And those things were a blast to drive on a route. I would give anything if I was born 10 years earlier and I got to drive this bus on a route to see what it was really like. Because I remember riding it. And I remember the driver the whole way is, from the time you get on the bus, they got it planted. I remember hearing my driver every day, that door, before it even catch, I'll show you here in a second what she was doing. But before the door would even properly catch all the way, she was on it. Miss Shirley, I ain't got no one behind me, I can show you real quick. Well, hold on. What Miss Shirley would do is say you're getting on the bus, you know, we're stopped loading, she goes to take off, she was, you see this old girl still pulling a heel. Like a champ. act like I forgot how to drive. I hate backing in their driveway. It is the hardest thing alive. But once I get lined up, you know, she ain't that bad to back in. Low air alarm, have no fear. That's all, folks. You got to see my old girl run again. Hope you enjoyed it.